best conditioned, most professional, unselfish, toughest, nastiest, disliked team in the NBA. We didn't care about it. That was our identity, and that's who we were.
Go ahead, cowboy. You got mad squabbles, boy.
Hey, what up? Welcome back to the Sheer Brilliance podcast. Everybody knows right about now, trade has been made, and it's not the New York Knicks. All right? Donovan Mitchell has been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's right. Social media and traditional media is set ablaze right now. I was driving, I got this text message, bing, 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 bing. People who are not Knicks fans hitting me up, yo, y'all dropped the ball on this one, yo. Y'all didn't make this happen, yo. LOL. Not today, though. Not today. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of us are angry. I understand that. A lot of people are disappointed. And I get that. But we gotta put this in perspective. All right? What the media will do is they will put this narrative out. And I don't want to make this all about the media because I know I say that on a lot of videos, but this is true. The spin will be, and in many cases it is true, there are crushed Knicks fans. I know that belief is like, man, we were so close to going into this season really being able to pop in some way, shape, or form. If we would have gotten Donovan Mitchell, it probably wouldn't have even been all about the record. It would have been about the exciting moments in seeing how we can build around this star, okay? But that didn't happen, all right? And if nothing else, this whole process was drawn out, right? Danny Ainge, Leon Rose. I know I be doing the Diddy and that dude from America's Got Talent, you know, that or American Idol, whatever it is, where they're doing a stare off, right? So it was a long process, and we all were waiting with bated breath. I had chosen not to do another video until there was a decision made because so many videos were out there and nobody knew anything, all right? But there was a quote that I heard from Dr. John Henrik Clark, phenomenal scholar, all right? He used to say, don't come at me with emotions. Come at me with facts, all right? And I say that to say a lot of times, whether it's Knicks fans or even media, will think that they can play on the New York Knicks fans' emotions, all right? And Knicks fans believe that we can influence members of the New York Knicks organization through emotional cries or emotional requests. Fans are important. We are important. All right? I know I'm going to come off sounding like a company man right now, but this is what it is. At the end of the day, decisions have to be made for the best interest of the organization. Okay? And we've always talked about long distance, sustainable winning and the health of the organization. Okay? What this negotiation has showed or has shown is that Leon Rose is a negotiator. All right? His experience as an agent, a super agent, a power agent in this game had come through during these negotiations. All right? Everybody want to paint out Danny Ainge to be this boogeyman. All right? Danny Ainge has experience. He has been able to come out smelling like roses on a lot of trades that he's made. All right? Whatever trade he didn't come out, primarily that trade, and he wasn't even at the helm at that time. It was McHale. But Danny Ainge is trying to build on, and he has done it successfully with Cleveland, his reputation for really getting what's best for the organization that he represents. Anyone in negotiations want that to be the goal, all right? But what I love about Leon Rose pulling back from the negotiation table and saying, you know what, I'm good. We can either revisit this or, do what you got to do. Given that deadline this week where he said, you know what, let's make till Monday that we both see if we can come to some sort of agreement on what this package is going to look like, because I just can't give you any more than what it is that I have on the table. What I put on the table should be good enough. You know, it's the best that I can do. All right? To him, it was the offer that couldn't be refused. All right? So I know Danny Ainge was just like, all right, so what we'll do is we'll send him to another Eastern Conference team, you know, and we'll put it out there. It's already common knowledge that we're negotiating with New York. All right? A team can come out of nowhere, make an offer, and be able to say, you know what, man, you done slid right under there, cut the legs out from under the New York Knicks, and you made this move, okay? But that's something that you got to live with. What I love is, historically, when you think about New York, the reputation for the longest time has been New York is filled with cutthroats, charlatans, fast talkers. New York is the fastest city in the world. It has so many people, it's so busy. People who are not from New York, let's say Midwesterners, excuse me, or Southerners, will always say, you know, the fast pace of New York is overwhelming, okay? But when you think in terms of the business world, when you think of New York, you think of shrewd negotiators. You know, people who would be intimidated to go into a negotiating process with New Yorkers because they feel as if they're going to find some way to pull the wool from under your feet, and you think you have a good deal. You walk away thinking you made out good, and then when you think about it later on, you didn't. All right? For Leon Rose to walk away from the table, I love that, because had he went through and got the deal done, it would have almost been, depending on what that package would have been, you know, the reality could have been that we would have walked away with the short end of the stick. That would have been the reality. And then that reputation that anybody can pull the wool over the eyes of the New York Knicks, like the Andrea Bargnani deal, okay? Or the Chicago deal with Eddie Curry, all right? People were waiting for the New York Knicks to cave in and take what's there, because people were depending on the desperation of New York to say, we need this star. And when it didn't happen and Leon Rose pulled away, now it's, oh, we're gun shy. You know, oh, you get these picks for this moment, and then you fold on it. Like what? Which one is it? And this is why Leon Rose doesn't talk to you. This is why Leon Rose doesn't talk to the media at all. This is why he is selective in speaking to even the fan base and allowing us to see these interviews. Because when you're in a position that is high stressed, and there is no brighter stage than the stage of MSG and the New York Knicks and the New York market, when you are in that position and you have a fan base that is so vocal and that is so knowledgeable and that is so engaged and involved, and when we see, no matter what your record is, that in the media they still make time to talk about the New York Knicks, there's a level of pressure that comes with being in that position. And if you constantly have your ears open to everyone else's opinion of what you should do in a role that feeds your family, you could be easily swayed if you allow people to feel as if they have a say or some input on decisions that you have to make, that you have to either take credit for or take the fall for. And you wonder why he doesn't make himself available. Knick fans, we could be emotional. And we're emotional now. Check Twitter. Check some of these lives that are going on. People are tight. All right? And leading up into this point, depending on what day, some people were like, yeah, send out whoever we need to send out, because we need to get Donovan Mitchell. Other people were just like, you know what? Our young players, we need to run with those cats, give them an opportunity. Even up until today, with that information coming out, whether it's false or not, because Cam Reddish went on Twitter and was just like, yo, on my birthday, cats are lying, making up, tales. Well, when there's smoke, there's fire. And the man wants to play. And that he hears his name. All of those players heard their name. These are young players under the spotlight of Madison Square Garden in New York City. I wonder how they're going to respond. I wonder how they're going to respond to us fans. Because this is the social media generation. So they see all of that. Us saying, oh yeah, you can take IQ. Oh, you know what? Let's get Obi out of here. Julius is somewhere saying, see, I told you, man. They'll love you today. They'll hate you tomorrow. So we just got to be mindful of all that. But I want to go back to the point of New York having a reputation of we're not going to be fleeced. We're not going to be taken advantage of. You ain't going to muscle us. You are not little bro me. This is exactly what Leon Rose said. I don't know who you think you're talking to. My name is not Isaiah Thomas. My name is not Steve Mills. You will not young bro me, bro. I represent Madison Square Garden. And I have value that I'm giving to you. You covet what it is that I have. You're just being greedy. You're just being greedy. So if that's what it is, I told you what my offer is, I'm walking away. That's something Pat Riley would have done. Dave Checketts pulled off some moves where he got Charles Smith in here, etc. That's something he would have done. New York is reclaiming their spot back as shrewd negotiators. We just got to be patient. And I already hear fans saying, you know what? We're always talking patience. We've been patient. It's been 25 years. Yeah, but we haven't made moves like this. We haven't had a front office move as strategically as this. We haven't had a front office really position us to be in a spot where we can get in on discussions for a star such as Donovan Mitchell in a long time. And we're here now. New York used to be known and hated. The evil empire was the evil empire for the New York Yankees because of George Steinbrenner. I'm not afraid to spit. Now, many of you might be like, "Well, you've been a hypocrite. You're contradicting yourself because George Steinbrenner would have paid whatever." Well, we got a salary cap. There was no salary cap in baseball. But what it is him being able to say, "Look, this is what it is." At the end of the day, our Steinbrenner move would be, all right, we didn't get him in a trade, but the moment he becomes a free agent, do you want to come to us? And by then, we'll have seen if some of our young players developed. We'll have seen if we've made moves to kind of push out carbon copy type of players to make space for him, or players that will take away from him really being his true self in an offense. Because if he would have got here and we would still have Julius, then there would still be a lot of questions. A lot of analysts would talk about, you know what, is this, how is this going to work? You got a lineup of lefties. This doesn't move the needle. All of that has already been said. So that's one thing. I love the fact that we've shown people we ain't going to be little bro. You ain't just going to throw something out there and be like, yo, I know y'all desperate. I know this is what y'all want. Because that's the narrative they keep pushing. Oh, New York wants stars. They're a desperate organization. And on the flip side, when we don't make it happen, oh, you know what? Y'all froze. Okay? Y'all didn't want to make it, y'all didn't want to make it happen. Those young players aren't really going to turn into nothing. You chose those young players over. Come on, man. The narrative will never stop. it'll always be something new, whether it's the move we make or we don't make. It's always going to be criticism. And that's what I need the Knicks fans to know. We say we don't, but we always seek the approval of the commentators in the media and other fan bases. We want to be known and admired by the masses. And the truth is, when you are the big bad wolf in terms of the market, you are never going to be admired, or you're never going to be in a situation where they're going to throw effusive praise on you, unless you get a player that is of the ilk of Michael Jordan or LeBron James playing for your city in their prime, because then they have to ride you because of the marketing dollars and the grip you have on the league. That's where we want. That's where we need to be. Or you become a team like the Golden State Warriors, where as a team you're just so good that you win and you set the tone for everybody else. Those are the only times and only conditions in which media will speak about us in a positive light. Other than that, it's always going to be about the jokes and the shortcomings. Okay? So that's one. Secondly, I'm going to give tremendous props to James Dolan. Props to you, sir. Props to you for staying out of it. Props to you. Props to you for letting the people you hired to do the job. Because I know what happened is, once that last offer was put out there and Utah said whatever they said, a meeting was held. I know that meeting was held. And I know James Dolan was like, you know what, are you sure about this? Because I would really like that player. And I know Leon Rose was just like, this is a risk we're going to have to take. We're going to have to walk away. The player loves New York. If he loves New York when he becomes a free agent, that'll be our second opportunity. But I think we need to walk away. And credit to you, Mr. Dolan. Because in the past, you overrode the best judgment of the GM, president. And you said, I don't want him going to Brooklyn. If he's going anywhere, he needs to come here. And that decision set us back a few years. Set us off course. So congratulations to you, sir, for hiring people to do a job and allowing those people to do their job. A lesson us Knicks fans need to learn quickly. Kudos to Mr. Dolan. All right? Kudos also. There were some leaks, and I think those leaks were intentional. Let's not get it twisted. I think those leaks were intentional. But it feels so good to know that Stephen A. Smith doesn't have an in at the Garden. He's pontificating like we are on television. And people are like, wait, do you have sources? Can you confirm that? No. I didn't say I spoke to anybody, but this is now he's leaning on as a Knicks fan, because that's the position they've now placed you in. You don't have no ends because there are very little leaks in this administration, and I love it. You just like us. You got just about as much information as we have. And I love it. I don't even, anything that he puts out, and you'll see it, they're going to have 7 segments tomorrow, and they're going to call him in today, this evening. He's going to say, I was out to dinner, and I had to cut my dinner short because the New York Knicks, and Leon wrote, bump all that, bro. Bump all that. Ignore that man. Because somebody's going to make him sick about something. They're now even using him as a mouthpiece against us. Leon Rose makes me sick because how do you sign a free agent and don't allow the media? Oh, so they're using you as a puppet now to try to shame this representative of the organization to allow the media come in. They ain't going to listen to outside media, Stephen A., but you're a Knicks fan, so why don't you say it? Kendrick Perkins said it. Ain't that the Knicks way? Ain't that what they do? That's what we do now. That's how it is now. So I'm really happy about that as well. I was planning on not making this too long, man, but had to just get this off my chest, man. A big move, bro. It's a big move. Did we want Mitchell? Of course we did. All right? Of course we did. It didn't happen, though. Okay? And just because it didn't happen doesn't mean we didn't have a solid offseason. All right? That's something that we can't let pass silently in the night. Knicks fans, we did not get Donovan Mitchell. All right? Donovan Mitchell, we should hear, especially from Hawk fans on social media. All right? Because they were crapping in their boots when they made the phenomenal move of getting DeJounte Murray. Okay? They were ready to celebrate, moonwalk, toast of the town. 48 hours later, the rumors came out that Donovan Mitchell was available, and they were sick. And the New York Knicks were the front runner, because having Donovan Mitchell would have put us absolutely eye to eye with the Atlanta Hawks for getting into the playoffs. Whatever position they would have been fighting for, we would have been fighting for the very same position, because our rosters would look identical. Clint Capella, Mitchell Robinson. Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell. DeJounte Murray, Jalen Brunson. Hunter, R.J. Barrett. Our difference maker would have been Julius Randle if he had that bounce back year. Okay? So we would have been in a really good position to overtake the Hawks. We didn't. We're not. Okay? But we did have a successful offseason. We were able to secure a good point guard, a starting point guard, a real point guard. We secured that this summer. Okay? Keep in mind, it was a good summer. We were able to acquire first-round draft picks, draft capital. We did that this summer. Open your eyes, Knicks fans. We got rid of veterans who ate into the minutes of our youth. So this offseason, we got a new point guard. We have draft capital. And we've acquired young players who are already on our team. What do I mean by that? They play now. They get to play now. And I say young relatively because they're not, let's say young relatively because they're not rookies anymore. These are young, experienced 2, 3, 4 years in the league players that we now have an opportunity to have them see what they can do and either build up their their trade value or become a revelation for us to see if they are part of the future. Cam Reddish, if he shows up, our small forward is set. He has height, he has length, he has the game. It is not so easy. It is not so easy. My biggest thing, and I'm still going to create this Cam video. I was in the process of doing my outline for a Cam video, and then his trade, quote unquote, trade request dropped, and I'm like, damn, man, I was putting this video together, but I really think that he has to wake up. Cam was underwhelming and inconsistent at Duke because he came in with a draft class of Zion and R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett was identified as the #1 high school player in the country. Zion is top notch. You come in with two players like that and y'all friends, and Coach K is talking about, I can make it work, y'all just got to take on roles. Where do you think his confidence wavered. He was giving people buckets in high school. I could pull up the clip. Anthony Edwards was like a player I hate to play because he always gives us buckets. Cam Reddish. It's time for that. And if he proves that he could be the dog that he needs to be, and that he's relaxed and he's become accustomed to New York, which I question now because this offseason, New York Knicks fans, we weren't even talking about him. If we were talking about him, we were talking about trading him. And rightfully so. I don't want to put this on us. Rightfully so. Because he didn't show much of anything. Not too much to get excited about. But I also have somewhere I was watching some videos. He's an introverted type of personality. He's kind of low-key, keeps to himself. I know he's happy to come here because RJ's here, so RJ can kind of, put him on the game. I know one of the things RJ probably told him was, stay off social media in the offseason. Because Knicks fans are wild. They're wild. So stay off social media in the offseason and you'll be good. But I could see, he's talking his stuff a little bit. Like, I don't know, man. And he said it. He was just like, I have to request a trade for y'all to kind of give me love? Bro. So, hopefully, now we can see what we have in Cam. And I just want to go back to Leon's leadership just a bit, man. I love the attempt. He put forth the attempt. I made a video in the spring, and I talked about Leon needing the signature move. And he made that signature move by trading out of the draft, moving salaries to Detroit, getting back picks, and then signing Jalen Brunson. Also made a video earlier in the year about the New York Knicks needing to keep their core four. The core four meaning IQ, Obi, RJ Barrett, and Mitchell Robinson. So the next thing that Leon Rose did was he signed back Mitchell Robinson. You have your 5 solidified. And he signed back RJ Barrett. First time we've kept our high draft pick. Showing the health of the organization. That our organization is healthy. And taking care of our young players. And that was important because RJ came in a class that had his peers sign off on a max. So what we're telling other players is we take care of our people. You can develop here and you'll have time to make mistakes. You have time to see where you can take your skill level. We know there's an adjustment that's made from college to the pros. And you can do that in New York. We're going to ride with you. We're going to rock with you. All right? That leadership style we haven't had in the front office, which is why New York Knicks fans are all over the place. You're not used to having stability. We're not being run on emotion. We're being run on logic and strategic moves. Because if we were run on emotion, then James Dolan would have stepped in, signed Donovan Mitchell, and then we would have been in the Carmelo Anthony era all over again. Yeah, I said it. Yes, I said it. We would have been in the Carmelo Anthony era all over again. He would have been one of our leading scorers for years, and we wouldn't been able to get out of the second round. So, for the fan bases, I know you in here. I see you. As always. Y'all can have your laugh right now. Cleveland, congratulations. That was a good deal. And I know y'all were trying to come off of Colin Sexton because you were duplicating talents with Garland. And, man, y'all got a nice, y'all going to be formidable for years to come. Congratulations, Cleveland Cavaliers, and you're building it the right way through trades. You're showing LeBron, I don't need to purchase a winner. I can build it organically. We there with you. All right? I mean, we're going to get there, but you guys, kudos to you. But I'm going to evoke the whole verse, right? From God did. And I'm going to focus this on all of you ops, your opposing fans. I'm going to focus this on you Knicks fans who are internal ops. I think you need to keep quiet. I think you need to keep quiet. Because the same type of outrage that we had at the draft, where we were just like, I don't know what the flip this front office is doing. You don't know what's in store. If nothing else, Leon Rose has proven that he plays chess, not checkers. And that once one move is done, don't act like I don't have another move in play. He has the full staff, financially, as advisors, whether you have Brock Aller, Walt Parham, World Wide West, Scott Perry. You don't think there is a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C? So get off of your emotional ledges. Back up. I'm here to help you back up. Back up. Come off the ledge. Now I got you. Jump. I'll catch you. Okay? Let's back up. See what happens. If we go into the offseason with this squad, I'm loving it. Because we've kept our athleticism. And honestly speaking, can we hurry up and make a decision on Julius? Okay? Julius, if you're riding with us, all right, bro, you're going to be taking reduced minutes. We're giving Obi some of your minutes. We're giving Obi a good amount of your minutes, bro. If y'all ain't 50-50 on the floor, that's going to be surprising to me. Okay? But what we have now is a point guard who is on a team that has athleticism. It would have been even more athletic if Donovan Mitchell would have been here. Okay? But the ability to play fast, the ability to be athletic, that's what we're going to be able to see this season. Okay? We will be able to see that this season, so I'm excited for it. But for all of you people who are naysayers out here, you're going to be crushing them, I think you should keep quiet. All right? And see what this front office has up their sleeve. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Leon Rose. I'm excited to see Tom Thibodeau not have those veteran options on the bench to be able to go to. When he looks down the bench, he has to see Cam Reddish. He looks down the bench, he has to see Hartenstein. Looks down the bench, Obi. Yeah, call them. And let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do. All right? So, be easy. If y'all need to fight, I got y'all back. You know what I mean? If we on Twitter and they jumping us, I'm jumping in. Okay? I'm jumping in. All right? We fighting together. And we're going to be mad. Some of us are going to be talking about it's a good move. Other people are going to be talking about we're mired in mediocrity, all of that. But that's what makes us us. We family. We're going to fight. And then we're going to say, pass the bread. But it's one of those days I'm hyped because I still don't think, we still have a month until training camp. I still don't think moves are done. So let's wait. Let's calm down. Let's back off of the ledge. And let's see what Leon Rose does. I don't think it's finished, but if it is finished, we had a productive offseason. All right? We've taken another step in the direction of being a competent, strategic, intelligent, upcoming young team. And we need to do our job. And that's once we know what the roster is and set, do what we always do. Support our squad, and big up the spirits of our players and our teams. Because I tell you this much, if I was in a profession, and many of us are when we deal with customers, and there is a constant critiquing of your jobs and your responsibilities, and you hear openly that the customers don't like how you perform your job, and that they prefer someone else in your job's position, and you're still expected to do your job at the highest level, I don't know how it would be. I don't know how I would deal with that. I would probably quit. Be like, I don't got to take this. These mother flippers, they don't like it. I'm going to take my talents elsewhere. And that's exactly how Cam, or that conversation came about, that Cam was feeling. Like, yo, listen, I don't got to deal with this. Send me to a team, even if it's in Utah, send me to Utah. At least I'll get playing time and I can show what I can do. You guys are making assumptions about me as a player, and I haven't had the opportunity to show what I can do. So 35 minutes, I'm sorry, this video was too long. I might cut this up a little bit, but yo, listen, be easy. Leon's got this in a beautiful state because James Dolan kept his nose out of it, and we've had a good off season. Let's do our part. Season is a month away. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see all the videos that are coming. You guys continue to do good work. Julius, if you're here, get on your Knicks media tour. Get on your Knicks media run. Check out KFTV. Get that interview. Tie that up. Dap that up. Shake it out. Let's go into the season with a clean slate. Go to John Macri. Come to the Shit Brilliance podcast. I'll take that interview. But keep in mind, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. That applies to our team and applies to our life. And Knicks fans, whether you believe it or not, we are here. And we do have next. Shit Brilliance podcast. I'm out.